Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another day, another week of 30 NSG on this Tuesday edition. Happy 4th of July for those of you in America. And if you're not in America, well, it's just another regular day for you. It's a regular day for us, but we get to shoot fireworks off. But over by us, we've been shooting fireworks off for the last, week and a half over in my area over here. So just yet another day. I don't know if they're gunshots or if they're fireworks. Either way. So on today's show, we have a couple stories. We're going to be talking about the Watch Dogs, not the video game, but people are upset. The Watch Dogs demand a recusal of the judge overseeing Activision's case because of her son works for Microsoft. We're also going to talk about experts believe that Xbox will win the Activision case against the FTC. We're going to talk about Halo Infinite has lost about 98% of its player base on Steam. We're talking about AEW Fight Forever has serious crash problems on the PlayStation 4, and we have a couple of other stories as well. If you like the content that we make here, all we do is we're reading the news, having a conversation with you guys in chat, making you part of the actual show. Make sure you hit that like button down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and if you'd like to go above and beyond that, you can become a member as little as $5. What's going on, Dave Rose? What's going on, Magic Dolphin? All right, so let's start off here with Watch Dogs demands recusal. How do you say it? Recusal of judge overseeing Activision case because of her son works for Microsoft. So an industry watchdog group says that the judge tasked in ultimately determining the fate of Microsoft's $68.7 billion bid to acquire Activision Blizzard should recuse herself because her son works at Microsoft. Now, the U.S. District Judge Jacqueline Scott Correll revealed that the family connection during a pre-hearing conference last week, though Correll said her son works outside of the gaming division, and Watchdog Group says its proximity to the company still poses a clear conflict of interest. Now, in a letter on Thursday, first obtained by the Washington Post, Revolving Door Project says Correll, son employee at Microsoft, may violate multiple rules laid out in the Code of Conduct for the U.S. judge, including one advising judge to avoid improperly in appearance and improperly in all activities. The group warns the alleged conflict of interest risks a judge objectively and could even degrade public trust in the courts. The public could rightfully become concerned about the judge being improperly biased to the judge's child is employed by the corporation. Those chase the judge overseeing the Revolving Door Project wrote, "It's in common sense that the parent would want to support financial success of the children's employer or the child's employer in order to obtain the child's financial stability and professional prestige." Now, Judge Correll also in the Northwest District of California did not respond to Gizmodo's request for comment. Now, Correll is currently overseeing arguments this week, which was last week, to determine whether or not the grant of the FTC requests a temporary stall to merge until the trial is set for August. Now, Correll also decides to temporarily halt the deal. It could be closed ahead of the July 18th deadline. Now, the Revolving Door Project claims that Correll's son employment at the company could pose a clear risk of retaliation. Microsoft could respond in the ruling against them and the group alleged by firing Correll's son or putting up a corporate roadblocks, making it more difficult for him to advance his career. Now, the group cited Microsoft's recent wave of layoffs, which said could be used as a convenient cover or justifying the firing of it. Now, just to a mere possibility of the succession-like scenario, they allege that could create a crisis in incentives. Microsoft and Activision Blizzard did not Gizmodo's request for comment, and the FTC declined to comment. Now, the Revolving Door Project claims that the judge's son employment calls for recusal, even if it's not directly involved with the gaming division, due to the high-stake nature of the deal. Later cited that Microsoft's lead lawyer, who last week said the ruling against the company's merged case could result in 3-year mission nightmare. Now, that shakeup, they say, could concern about layoffs impacts many different divisions, and company, similar to Microsoft, could find itself forced to pay $3 billion in breakup fees for Activision merger. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think the judge, even though that their son works for Microsoft, now Microsoft has lots of different divisions, right? Lots of different divisions. Has nothing to do with the gaming sphere. This particular deal has to do with the gaming sphere. Yes, Microsoft is picking it up, and they're spending $68.7 billion to bring them into the Microsoft brand, but it's a separate division inside of Microsoft itself. So do you think that the lawyer should be pushed off. I mean, obviously, it's a little late now, but they do bring it up and say, hey, this person has a son and has a conflict of interest. Do you think it's a conflict of interest? I personally don't, right? Because I know it's hard to believe, but certain people have values and whatnot. And if you're a judge, I don't know if anyone ever know if you guys know a judge. I have a couple of friends that work in the industry and also are judges, and they're pretty clear cut, right? Sure, can they be biased? Absolutely, everybody can be biased at some point. Would she have a bias because her son works for the actual division? Perhaps, but at the same time, they're pretty to the book, right? Of the law. They don't care what this is or that is. They just want the facts in front of them. And if the facts can say and sell or, against it, then they make their decision that way. I, personally don't have a problem with her being the judge because it's like 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon type of thing, right? Yes, they work with the company, but what division do they work? Now, is it possible the deal doesn't go through and all of a sudden the son gets fired from Microsoft because the judge... there are ways, right? Corporate business is corporate business. I've been blacklisted because someone doesn't like me in the movie industry because of a past project, nothing to do with my actual stuff for my career or whatnot. They just don't like me as a person, right? So can it happen? Absolutely. But I personally don't think that the judge is in any way compromised because her son works for Microsoft in one of the 1,000 divisions that work for it, and this has nothing to do with those divisions. Sarge says they are crying because they shot themselves in the foot, so now they're looking for an excuse. Definitely is a conflict of interest. He could easily sway due to his connection to Microsoft. But question, Rose, what about you're a judge, right? And your son works for the Microsoft store who sells PC computers, and he's a minimum wage employee. You think at that point, now I don't know what her son does for the company. I'm just putting it in a perspective of the minuscule part. You think the judge is going to make a $68.7 billion business decision go through because their son is making minimum wage in a mall shop working for Microsoft? You think that correlation's there? I mean, where does it end as far as the connections? Because direct family members, I understand that's the thing, but they're not working in that division at all. At all. Now, I'm sure I could look it up and try to find more information out, but just based on the knowledge that we have here, right? They don't tell you where the son works for Microsoft. They just say that the son does not work in that division. I just don't feel that if you're a software engineer or you're a salesperson for Microsoft or you work at one of the divisions that has nothing to do with it. No, not that low level, but we don't know his role at Microsoft. Right, but that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to look at it as if he has some sort of high level position and he's making he has the power to make changes and whatnot, understand. But they don't tell you where he is, so I'm assuming if it's not a smoking gun, then it's not a smoking gun because we don't know what his position is. He could be a low-level peon person, or if he's a high-level person, that makes a completely different story. But I'm assuming he's not a high-level person, and he doesn't work in that division, so probably not a problem. So let's say the president's son works for a company, and then the company goes into an investigation for crimes, then the president holds back $1 billion until fire an investigator. Like that? Right. If there was only another way we could look at it, right, Sarge? So I don't know. I don't think it's a problem. But maybe more information will come out, right? More information will come out. Look, we can all agree that businesses that don't feel it's almost like playing, like, I don't know, with your friends on a small little game, right? And you have a little advantage, right? maybe you're up higher a little bit. You're trying, I don't know, some stupid game. You're rolling a ball down a hill. Your part of the hill is steeper than the person that, and they're like, well, your ball was heavier. You know what I mean? Like, we're splitting things here because we don't like the circumstances that we're in at the time. And I think this is what it is for the, obviously, one side's complaining because they don't want the deal to go through. The other side's going to be complaining because they want the deal to go through. And then business happens, and then money gets thrown around, then people's weight gets thrown around. So it is what it is, but we're just reading the news, and we're moving on to the next story. Okay, the next story is experts believe that Xbox will win the Activision case against the FTC. The hearing from both sides, ongoing Activision merge, and have recently concluded. The hearings saw plenty of heated arguments from both sides, but the outcome may end up in Microsoft's favor. Now, while both parties made solid arguments, in the new report, and IGN claims that the experts believe that the FTC will not be able to win the case. Why does it matter? The Activision Blizzard acquisition cost $68.7 billion, and the marketing is the biggest merger for gaming industry. This has led to the very high stakes for all parties involved and the matter. Florin Enderer from Yale School of Management believes that the FTC is fighting a losing battle, he says. The report further highlights that the other analysts, that the experts share his opinion. While upset cannot be ruled out, it appears that Microsoft has also made more convincing arguments for the case. Now, throughout the case, the FTC has expressed concern about exclusives for the Call of Duty, and the regulator also has revealed internal documents highlighting Microsoft's plans to make all future Bethesda games exclusive to Xbox. However, Call of Duty's unique position in the market means that Xbox is likely to keep it available on all platforms. And if those of you that don't know, it's because Call of Duty is a gigantic conglomerate. Like, it sells 30 million copies a year. It's ridiculous. It's not even close. There's no other example that you can do in the gaming industry. No other example to use, like, well, Grand Theft Auto sells. Now, the amount of copies that Call of Duty sells, there's no other example that you can use in the situation. The gaming giant has also offered a decade-long agreement for Sony, but it has not convinced the regulators and the opposition. Now, while the tide appears to be turning Microsoft a favorable decision, it will not be the end of the current situation. If Microsoft wins, the FTC will have the option to appeal the decision. This would be similar to Microsoft's appeal against the CMA after the UK regulator blocked the merger due to concerns about the cloud gaming market. Now, Microsoft hopes to close the deal by July 18th, and favorable decision against the FTC would be a massive step forward for the gaming giant. Countries like Japan and China have already expressed their support for the merge, and also the big market like the U.S. could also be, which is funny because the countries have already expressed their support for the merger. Where is Sony located? Strange. Next, Microsoft's list of the judge decides in favor of the acquisition. So a lot of the experts are saying it's going to go through. I said the other day and I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy who sits in my house and reads a lot of news stories and puts my 2 cents forward. And most of the time, my 2 cents is actually really good. I guess I could be considered an expert, but I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or form, right? There's a feeling I have based on what we heard that they don't have enough. They didn't sell themselves enough. I said this on the podcast with Lono on Friday, right? To me, they did not sell. The FTC didn't sell enough or prove enough to the judge that this was going to go through. This is me not wanting to go through. Again, I'm against big corporate businesses going through like this and having consolidation. I don't like it with the phone companies. I didn't like it with the cable companies. I didn't like it with the movie industries that's happening. I don't like it with video games. So the problem is that when you go to court, okay, it's black and white. Do you have, this is what we're saying, do you have enough information to say what you're saying and sell it to the judge and the jury, right? And that's the thing. I believe they didn't have enough evidence to do it, and I think it's going to go through. I think without a shadow of a doubt, if there's anything that's not 100%, then it has to go the opposite direction, and that's the way the system works. So I think the FTC didn't sell, and I think that the FTC is going to lose this case, and I think Microsoft is going to take it, and they are going to be part of Activision Blizzard King. So what do you guys think in chat? Let's see. Oh, by the way, Sarge says, would you know that the Sun worked for Microsoft before the case started? They all looked for connections before the case starts. It's nonsense. What's going on, Water? Hey, what's up, guys? Xbox still paying fans? Can I get a check? No, you're not a fan, Water. I saw you. You talked shit the other day. You lost your check from Microsoft. They lost yours in the mail. Who's made more, GTA or COD? It's not about. There's been 8 Call of Duties in the amount of time Grand Theft Auto came out per year, right? I would think overall, well, Grand Theft Auto is the single-handedly most piece of entertainment. But I think Call of Duty over the long period has made more money as a franchise. Maybe? I'm not sure. That's a good. Let's see how much money Call of Duty has made total. Let's see. Call of Duty sales total of all time. Let's see. Of all time, Call of Duty often is one of the biggest and most successful game franchises in the world. As of April of 2021, the Call of Duty franchise has sold over 425 million copies total. 425 million copies total. Let's see. GTA series sales total of all time. Ooh, it's close. It's close. Grand Theft Auto series surpassed 400 million lifetime of sales. Take-Two Interactive announced that as part of the latest quarterly earnings, and that was of May 18th of 2023. So Call of Duty actually is beating him by about 23 million until Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, and then it's over, right? Because we only have like 6 Grand Theft Auto games, right? And meanwhile, Call of Duty, you have one a year for like 2 decades. So it'll be interesting to see what happens once Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. Chapter 8 says, good morning, Chapter 8. FTC knows they likely won't win at this point, and they're just trying to delay it so they could it falls through. If they do happen to win, they're icing on the cake. Right. Absolutely. I believe. I agree. I agree with you. They're 100% just looking for anything, right? You're looking for an excuse. When you lose at something, it doesn't matter what it is, you're always looking for an excuse why you lose at something, right? Try to make excuses. Well, I lost this because of this, and if that person didn't interfere. GTA 6 will sell 50 million first day. I think it's going to sell ridiculous. I mean, it's definitely going to sell records. I think it's going to surpass pre-sales. And I think it'll surpass day 1 sales as well, and week 1 sales. Yeah. Over time, I think it will be the best-selling video game. It'll surpass, and Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 has 180 million units sold. 180 million units sold. Can you freaking imagine? That is insane. That is insane. Okay. Grand Theft Auto, 180 million copies sold. That is one game. One game. The best-selling, hold on a second. Best-selling, let's see, most copies sold. Of all time. Let me see. Let's see where we're at here. Best-selling video games of all time. We're talking. We're getting up there. Okay. Grand Theft Auto. Okay. Grand Theft Auto is second. Second, only behind Minecraft. Okay. Only behind Minecraft. Minecraft has sold 238 million copies. And Grand Theft Auto sold 180 million copies. That is insane. So the next one, anywhere close to them, it drops to 100 mil which is 80 million copies less, which is Tetris. Wii Sports, 82 million. PUBG, 75 million. Mario Kart, 62 million. Super Mario Brothers, 58 million. And I just want to put it out there just for a second. When you look at video games, and this is why Nintendo doesn't care about PlayStation or Xbox, right? Do you see the power of Nintendo? Hey, Wii Sports sold 82 million copies. The best-selling game for Sony PlayStation or Xbox is like 8 to 10 million units, right? Like God of War sold 10 million units or 11 million units in 3 months. It goes on to sell 30 million units. Whoopity-doo, right? When you have 122 million units out there. Meanwhile, okay, let's look at how many Wiis were out there. Hold on a second. Let's see. Wii units sold. Total lifetime sales of the Wii had reached over 101 million units, right? Now let's go back to Wii Sports. 82 million units, okay, have the game out of 101 million. Now that is successful, okay? Mario Kart, 62 million people, okay, out of a total of, what, 200 million? Right? Those are great numbers. Super Mario Bros. 58 million. Right? That's crazy. This is why Crazy Uncle Nintendo doesn't care. And I always think it's funny that no matter what Sony does, no matter what Xbox does or Microsoft does, they will never have first-party titles like Nintendo. They won't. It's impossible. I just want to know what they can do to make GTA 6 that much better if they have now. I mean, besides graphics, you can do anything in GTA. What else can they add? I guess we'll find out. With Grand Theft Auto 6. How does a franchise like Madden stack up to GTA or COD? Madden, I don't think sells very many copies. I mean, we could look that up as well. Let's see. Madden football. Let's see, total sales. New York Times reported in 2021 that Madden collected $7 billion in revenue since 1988. EA Sports Company, as publisher Madden NFL, every year generated $7.426 million in net revenue. Let's see, Madden NFL total, the unit sales. The game has sold over 99 million copies. One of the reasons it has sold so well is because it's available on so many platforms, and it's the only football game. Now, if you think about that, it's only sold 99 million copies total. Right? Total. Madden 22 sales numbers are 11.1 million, from which is obtained gross revenue of 8.3. Yeah, so that doesn't make any sense, though. 99 million copies. NFL Madden video game charts. Total? That's got to be a... Since 1988? Well, I guess back then they didn't sell what they sold now. Madden NFL, it says 130 million. Yeah, see, they only sell... Yeah, it says right here, 5 million, 5 million, 5 million, 4.5, 4.5, 4. They just keep selling the same people over and over. You know what I mean? They just keep selling the same people over and over. Let's go back here real fast. I'm just trying to look at any other game. It drops dramatically. Grand Theft Auto. Now you're looking at the series Super Mario Brothers. I mean, look at this. Super Smash Brothers, 31 million. Super Mario Brothers, 30 million. Super Mario Brothers Wii, 30 million. Hey, we're talking We're talking Call of Duty makes the same number as Super Mario Brothers, which is crazy, right? Which is crazy. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas sold 27 million copies. And then after that was Red Dead 1, right? Red Dead 1 didn't sell very well. Grand Theft Auto 4 had 25 million copies. And then you have Red Dead 2, 53, something like that. 53 million. And then you have Grand Theft 180 million. Insane. Come on, Jesse Mack. So how does a franchise like Madden stack up? We already read that. Imagine GTA 6 being only 30 frames. It would be hilarious. Oh my God. Could you imagine? It might be on certain platforms, I would assume. I mean, that's pretty good because virtually only a US title for Madden. I guess. I mean, is it on this list? I don't even think it's on this list. Is FIFA on this list? Is FIFA 18, 26 million. FIFA's on this list. Yeah, Madden's not on this list. So it sells less than 23 million units lifetime. But it prints money out because people are buying it for upgraded rosters and the loot boxes system. I think the NCAA football will be a system seller because we've been craving college football game, I guess. But I think a lot has changed in the world, Water, where I think people that are, I still think it sells the exact same. It might sell 5-6 million copies, which is, I'm not, looking down on it. I just don't think it's going to be this huge thing. I don't think it's going to sell like FIFA, right? Like Chapter 8 said, Madden's a niche market. So is college football. And it's been so many years that we had a college football game. I don't know. Are the people that are college football fans now, are they looking for a college football game? Or are they looking for... They're not buying a Madden. They're not buying pro football. I still have a 360 just so I can still play NCAA 2014. I don't know if it... Let me look up the best-selling NCAA game. Let's see. Uh, 2014 total game sales for the month include hardware, software, acceleration were 443 million, down 19% compared to last year before. So the last NCAA football game sold 443 million. Was it $60? Right? Was it $60? I'm assuming it was $60 back then. $7.3 mil, roughly 7.3 million copies sold. How would you do a college game now when you have to pay everyone and their face in the images? I don't imagine you. Yeah, well, there are coming out with it. I don't know how that would work. When you're in college, I don't think you have to. Do you have to pay all the athletes individually? Or do you just put a generic name? You just put the teams and then pay the colleges. You know what I mean? You don't have to put like the person's name. You can literally just put their number. That's an easy way to get around it. Because if you're a college fan, you know who it is. They could give up fake names, but the actual number. And you're like, oh, like back in the day, Barry Bonds wouldn't be in a baseball game. He wouldn't be in the baseball game. But Barry Bonds would have the number of Barry Bonds because they didn't have the rights to put him in. They're paying the players. Is there let's see. EA. Esports will allow every eligible FBS player to have their likeness represented in the college football game that is scheduled to launch next summer, according to ESPN's Michael Rothstein. The players who opt in will receive compensation, the amount of which hasn't been finalized. So let's look at this. So this is May 17th of 2023. EA Sports college football video game will let players earn NIL money from likeness. Okay. Those who opt in the generic name and avatar in their place. So there you go. So I am correct. So the ones that don't opt in, those who don't opt in will have a generic name and avatar in their place. They'll just have the number. In the past, EA Sports was unable to use specific names, but would employ clear identifiers for each player. Bryce Young would have been listed as a quarterback number 9 on Alabama's roster as the avatar, somewhat resembling his likeness, for example. NCAA Football 14 was the last iteration of college sports video games, more broadly getting shelved due to issues relating to compensation for student athletes who also would be represented in the game. Now, fans were understandably overjoyed when EA Sports announced that February 2021 was reviving the college football video game series. Now, the dawn of the NIL era broke down obvious barriers, but significant hurdles remain. The absence of the collective players' union or overreaching authority across the FBS meant that EA Sports couldn't sign all-encompassing licensing deal. That added to a challenging of building an entirely new game. Darren Holt at EA Sports, Vice President and General Manager, confirmed that Rothstein, in November, the game heading towards the summer of 2024 launch, he added the company was still working to ensure each football or FBS school would be featured. We expect more will join, but we can also commit to what we have gotten to hopper right now. In the hopper right now, Holt said. We also have more information to share as we move forward along evolving landscapes, but we're also put as many schools in as possibility, and can put into the game. Rothstein's newest report is also another sign of progress towards achieving the kind of authenticity the fans will hope to see. So, I would like to know what the compensation is. I would like to know what they're doing for each compensation. I'll tell you what, it can't be that much. And it's going to look very jarring when you go to, I don't know a lot of players right now, but if you went to Alabama and all of a sudden you had the quarterback, the one running back, and the one receiver, their names are in the game and everybody else is just kind of generic, right? And also, are you paying the quarterback that's the best quarterback in college football? Is he getting paid the exact same as everybody else? I would assume he is, because in college, no one should be getting paid more than the other person, right? They're all just... And then they have to pay all those little fees to each of those players in college. So how many college football there is 15,167 players, 129 teams altogether, and there's 15,167 players in the division right now, right? 15,000 players. Let's just say, 50% of those are in the game with their names and likeness and whatnot, and they're all getting paid. The schools are getting paid, and they all sign the contracts. They have to sell a shit ton, okay? An ass ton of games to compensate to get that money, unless they're making the NCAA game just like NFL football, right? Be very interesting to see what they do. Now they can buy a PlayStation 5 and Xbox by COD because the college students play COD and Madden, right? But what's the compensation? We'll give you a console. Give us your likeness and logo. We'll give you a console. They paid based on how good they are. Hell, some of these girls make millions. If that's the case, then they're paying out even more, right? You have 15,000 players, and let's just say 100 of them or 200 of them are like star athletes. They probably aren't paying them the same. You pay Bryce Young more, generic Mississippi State O-lineman number 1, the LAC Union. No, I get that, Chapter 8, but what I'm saying is there's 15,000 players in college, right? If you're giving one guy $1 million, you're giving the other guy 100,000 or whatever it is, 10,000, 30,000. That's a lot of money that you're putting up front to make this game come out, and then you have to sell a lot of games. Several players this year's draft took a pay cut to be by being drafted. Maybe they'll sell like hotcakes. Maybe. It all depends on how many hotcakes we're selling here, Brain. Right? 7 million copies, 483 million in sales. Okay, hold on. Let's do just generic here. 483 million in sales, right? What they had. Divide that by 15,167. That's $31,845 per person if they were all getting paid the same, right? Obviously, they're not. Okay? That's at the sales, and that's if they gave all the money back out to the players. So how many copies are they going to have to sell? And I would love to know how much they get sell when it comes out, right? Obviously, we're not going to know. That's hypothetical, what they're going to do. But that doesn't seem like a lot of money, right? For a college kid, I mean, paying for their college, now that might be good. Maybe their contracts are like, we'll pay for all your schooling. You know what I mean? That could be. But that's a lot of money to dish out. Now, obviously, not all 15,000 people are going to have their names in the game. Right? Even let's just say they have 1,000 people. Right? Obviously, let's just say 1,000 people. That's $483,000 a person. But obviously, they're not the only ones getting paid. I mean, if it's like Appalachian State, it's probably only a few $100 experience of getting a skin. Right. Of course. Not everyone's gonna get paid the same. I'm just trying to put it out there. They're gonna have to sell a lot of copies. I don't care if you give a guy a milkshake and a Frosty from Wendy's. Okay, you still got to spend money, and the money that you're paying out to 15,000 players, or if it's 1,000 players and one person's getting $10 million. You know what I mean? How many college football players are there? Yeah, but they don't have to be all Division I, though. Is the NCAA college football only Division I? College football in Division I, there's 129 teams altogether. There's 15,000 players. That is Division I. Yeah, that is Division I. There's 15,000 people in Division I. How many NCAA divisions exist? NCAA has 3 divisions, level 1, 2, and 3. To give you a better idea, the size and how the college division compare is about 187,000 student athletes compete in Division I level. And that's across all sports or whatever. But there's 15,000 in Division I. So that's 15,000 people in Division I football. They're going to have to sell a lot of copies. We're talking Call of Duty numbers. And I agree with that. They can't be making that much profit over it. They have to be selling something other afterwards. I don't know if they're doing the same thing as the draft, the dream team, type Madden, the Madden team, whatever, the ultimate team. I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know how they do it in Madden football, right? Because obviously all the professional athletes also get paid. Right? They all get paid. Now, obviously, the college football is selling just as many copies, I would say, as the NFL football, and yet they probably don't have to pay them as much. Hence, why they're probably going back to the NCAA number. The difference is, people care about NFL because they can do the ultimate draft and stuff like that, and have like a fantasy draft. College football, there's a handful of people, and when I say handful, on each team there's like everyone in football is a pro. Everyone in college is not making it to the pros, right? So you're talking about 100 people in college that everyone like knows their names and whatnot. Call of Duty numbers, like when PlayStation talks about Call of Duty, not the real numbers. I want the Trump up numbers. And there aren't 15,000 NFL players. Absolutely correct. Actually, let's look up that number, right? Yeah, a tenth, 1,696, right? 1,696 players in the NFL. Yeah, chapter. Like I don't understand how they're gonna pay all these college athletes. I even said let's bring it down to 1,000, right? Let's bring it down to 1,000 people in the NFL, in the NCAA. Like you're given a gift card and a library card to 70% of the NCAA players. You're like, yeah, you're a lineman. Here's a free Frosty. Thanks for letting us use your likeness. Thanks for coming and getting scanned, like you said, right? Like that's insane, right? So let's look at the numbers of NFL Madden. Madden, what was it? 2022 numbers. I don't even think they're going to tell us the sales. Okay. How many copies of Madden 23 sold? Madden 23 sales numbers were 50,000 in the first month of the release on Steam. The total income generated on sales was $2 million. The total 156,000 units of Madden NFL 2023 had been sold, from which it was obtained $7 million in revenue. After it came out in August of 2022, it became the bestseller of the month. Last year, Madden NFL became the charter topper 23 times in a row. It's been 10 months since Madden NFL 23 has been in the market. Last month sold 10,000 purchase of the game. This bought an income of 200,000. Yeah, but how many? It only sold 7 million copies. 7 million in revenue. It became the bestseller last month. A total of 156,000 units of Madden were sold, from which they obtained 7 million in revenue. I mean, how they can't be making that much profit. They have to be making money off of They've got to be making money off of the other stuff. Madden NFL sales numbers, 11.1 million, from which it obtained gross revenue of 8.3 million. That's got to be copies sold, right? Sales numbers is 11 million. That doesn't make sense. 214,000 units were sold. Units were sold on average price of $60 based on the data provided by VG Insight. The sales suggest that it was a top U.S. seller, respective category. Stands the third top-selling game of the first sports game in terms of sales numbers in the U.S. Sales figures in the latest edition of Madden seem to have dropped largely compared to 2022, 156% lower. They don't give you the numbers. That's the problem. They've got to be making, even if it's 10 million copies sold, right? That's $700 million at $70 a piece, right? At 10 million copies, $70, that's $700 million. Okay. There's donuts in the break room, but just take one. One box, just take one box. It's interesting to see what happens with that. All right. Moving on to the next story. I'd be interested to see what they do with the number of NCAA players. So next year we'll talk about this when the game comes out next summer, and we'll see. And then I would love to know how many copies they sold, and basically we could do a fun. How much do you think each one got paid, right? Because obviously the All-Star, like I'm gonna take it back a long time ago. Like Tim Tebow, if he was getting paid, he would have gotten paid more because he was just an all-star athlete. Like in college, he was like the guy. Okay. Meanwhile, the rest of his team would have got paid like nothing, based on Madden or EA making the game. All right. The next one is Halo Infinite has lost about 98% of its player base on Steam. Okay, 98% on Steam. Halo Infinite has lost 98% of the initial player base on Steam ever since its multiplayer component launched in November of 2021. Although the multiplayer launch of Halo Infinite was deemed success, the game's long-term future of both PC and Xbox is being questioned once more by the longtime Halo fans. Halo Infinite was originally intended to be on Xbox Series X and S launch title in 2020, but more development time is needed to fulfill the Xbox 343 Industries version of the title. The multiplayer component would eventually launch in the open beta on November 15th, 2021, followed by a full release of Halo Infinite on December 8th, 2021. Halo Infinite multiplayer and campaign modes were received positively by critics and fans during the initial launch window, but players grew concerned over the immediate future of multiplayer mode, and Halo Infinite's first season ended on May of 2022. And some fans believe that the criticism of the game was not remedied by the update of the seasons that followed. Yeah, it took like 12, 18 months to get Halo to where it should have been at launch. Halo fan Full Plastic 7324 recently posted an image from Steam's DB players charts, revealing that roughly 98% of the total Halo Infinite players based on Steam no longer plays the game. Although Halo Infinite had a total of 272,000 players using during an all-time peak on Steam DB charts, though only 5,732 users were recently playing the game. The 24-hour peak has since increased to 6,151 players, but the total current number of players has dropped even further to just 3,880 as of writing this. This drop-off means a roughly 2% of the overall player base remains, and some Halo Infinite players are frustrated by what it could entail for the future of the game. Okay. Some members of the Halo Infinite community blame 343 Industries' approach to live service gaming as a main reason for gaming's decline. For example, players note the monetization practices may have turned newcomers away from the game. Moreover, Halo fans believe that the lack of meaningful new features and maps drove most devoted players away from Halo Infinite, leading to 98% drop off of being highlighted by Full Plastic 7324. Now, although the drop-off does not represent directly the players base on Xbox platform, it may be indicative to the overall dwelling players base of Halo Infinite. Now, the Steam player drop-off is a concerning sign of Halo Infinite's future updates despite the Microsoft 343's original 10-year contract plan for the game. The community appears to be disappointed since Halo Infinite issues overshadow its fun gameplay mechanics for many players, and Halo Infinite's multiplayer is still free to play for those interested in trying the game out. And Season 4 Infection is ongoing with the free multiplayer content. Additionally, Halo is the discounted for limited time, so players interested in experiencing the campaign may also be due a major discount. Look, this conversation, we can insert game here. Insert live service game here. There's no way that these games that come out... Look at Cycle. Cycle was another shooter game, okay? And it's closing down. These live service games cannot survive, okay? These guys that are coming out... Now, obviously, Halo is a bigger thing than Phil Spencer said. It's not going to make or break the franchise, right? They made their money off of it. The monetization point and the multiplayer point of Halo, it's there. They're not going to shut the servers down. They're not going to shut Halo down. They'll just keep it up because it's just one game of many games on Game Pass and on the Xbox and Microsoft platform, right? Where Cycle is shutting down because they don't have a big bankroll behind them and they have to close down. So Halo Infinite, regardless if people are playing it or not, is going to stay exactly where it is. They'll be like, yeah, that's fine. Because they have servers, they have things. Sure. Are there going to be less people playing it? Yeah, but they're still going to keep it up and running. Because overall, Halo is a game in a bigger realm. But live service games, okay, they all can't make it. It's impossible. Okay, if you have 200 million people playing video games and there's 1,000 live service games out there, if everyone was playing a live service game, there's not a very good, healthy live service aspect of that player base in those games. It's impossible. Okay, it was all right. It was Halo. Exactly, Dolphin. You know what I'm saying? Like it's exactly what it was. I said that 2 years prior before they came out and they showed it. I was like, yeah, looks like Halo. Right? And I'm bored of Halo. I love Halo. I love Halo franchise. I love the single player story mode of I love the multiplayer back in the day. But now, just like Halo. What are they going to do? Oh, they added a grapple hook. Ooh, watch out. Watch out. Right? Well, they added that grapple hook. Watch out. I remember people in my chat when we were talking about this like, I don't know what you're talking about. Halo's going to make it. Dude, Halo is not the same Halo it was in the past. Okay? Halo is not the same Halo it was in the past. But also, this is not indicative of the Xbox PlayStation, or I'm sorry, the Xbox PlayStation, the Xbox player base. Okay, 98% of the player base off of Steam. I love how people use Steam as the all-time number for everything, right? They're like, well, there's only 2,000 people playing on Steam, but that means there must be lower numbers on other platforms. There are games that are on console that have more people playing it than on PC. I know it's hard to imagine, all right, but there are games that more people play on console than they do play on PC. I know. Crazy. Grappling hype. That's right. I remember people were like, dude, they got a grappling hook. The grappling hook's going to be amazing. I'm like, okay, it's a grappling hook. I also have a grappling hook in Battlefield 2042 with one of those classes. I can grapple hook just the same. What other game can I grapple hook in? Right? There's plenty of grapple hooks. Apex Legends, I think there's a grapple hook, right? What else is there a grapple hook? Isn't there a grapple hook in what was the other game that had grapple hook? Right? Just another game. Chapter 8 says, I hope Starfield and Star Wars Outlaws and All I Do is just well as Hogwarts is at least God of War, because they don't feel like they stopped getting a single player game, and I hate live service. Right. But you gotta remember, Halo is also a single player game with a live service attached to it, right? Live service / free multiplayer. I mean, I hate live service added to the traditional single player games because it usually ruins the heart of the game I love. Right, because people don't look at it that way. Chapter 8, they look at it, and you look at it the same way I look at it, right? If I have a single player game and then they add a live service to it, it ruins the game. Let's take a game that we just talked about earlier. That's the #1 selling game of all time, right? But it's not because of the single player game. Grand Theft Auto 5 was a fantastic single player game, right? But it made all its money on the online version of the game. So they stopped making content for the single player. There's no DLCs for that game. They did it, and then they said, nah, and they made DLCs for the online version, so it ruined, right? It ruined the single player aspect of the game. And they've done that with multiple games, right? I just picked Grand Theft Auto because that's one that came to my head. Dave Rose says Titanfall did it way better. Yeah, right? So there's games that if you have a live service game, so for instance, I'll even go for the other spectrum. Marvel's Avengers, I liked a lot, right? I liked that game. I thought the single player aspect of the game was fantastic, but it got ruined by the live service aspect of that game. That game got ruined because of the live service aspect of the game. Shenanigans says, agreed. I feel people don't even talk about how good GTA 5 single player was. Yeah. Some people, we're at the point right now, Shenanigans, there's people that play Grand Theft Auto Online, they don't even know there is a single player game, right? Think how fast this is, because Fortnite, when it came out, was a single player co-op game. But then they made the Battle Royale, pivoted 3 months later. 7 years they took to make Fortnite. 3 months later, they shifted over to Battle Royale, and there's people that don't even know there's a single player aspect or a story mode for Fortnite. Or things like Mass Effect 3, where they literally impacted your single player game with the war readiness score. Yes. Until all the DLC was made. Right. Exactly. Marvel's Avengers should have focused on a 40-hour story and just made DLC for the story. Still been around. Water, if they just made that game just like single player and they just kept doing DLCs of story content that you could play with your buddies, you know what I mean? Like you just come in and pick a character, would have been so much better. Heck, I love GTA 5's campaign. Very much dislike its multiplayer. I think Grand Theft Auto 5's story mode, like with the 3 protagonists, is one of the best all-around stories. Like, Rockstar does a fantastic job. I loved Red Dead 1. I loved Red Dead 2. I love Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 4 was good as well, right? Their stories are so good. Mass Effect 2, fantastic, right? There's certain games that are just so good at the single player, and then there's games that they bring in the multiplayer, right? Let's look at Suicide Squads. I think Suicide Squad is going to miss the ball because I think Suicide Squad is going to be the exact same as Marvel's Avengers. I think Rocksteady makes really good single-player stories like Batman Arkham series, okay? And then they destroy it with a live service aspect of it. And that's what Suicide Squads is. Mass Effect 3's online mode was fire. Even Mass Effect, the multiplayer is different than a live service game, though. You know what I'm saying, Shenanigans? Like, multiplayer can be in a game, but it doesn't have to be a live service where they put a season pass and they add more cosmetics and all that stuff. If you just have a standalone multiplayer in a game, that's different than a live service game. Not all online games are live service games. As soon as you get to the PlayStation 5, you definitely need to buy Ghost of Tsushima. Play it on the classic black and white mode. You'll literally be playing one of the old samurai movies as a game, 10 out of 10. Supposedly there's a rumor of PlayStation like Slim coming out. So I might pick up one of those. I don't know. I hate that they ruin games. There's so many games that come out, man, and that are just so good single player. Look, Gotham Knights is another one that I thought the single player wasn't the greatest, but it was a good single player game. But because they wanted to have a live service type of aspect, but then they took it out, they like built it. They built the game as a single player. Then they added the online service aspect of it, and then they ripped it out of the game. It changed what Gotham Knights was. Like, I like the fact, Water, that you could like pop in and we could like kill people, you know, take out criminals together in the city, right? But I don't think it needs to be linked to your level or anything like that. You could have just came in and been one of my characters type of stuff. I don't like that because they could just keep adding stories and stories, especially comic book games, man. Look how Spider-Man did it. Spider-Man did perfect, right? Spider-Man came out, then they released 3 DLCs. There's going to be a 4th DLC, but they turned that into a separate game called Miles Morales, okay? But they put the story elements in the game and added more to the actual game. That's what comic book games should do. Marvel's, any type of game like that should add DLC as stories that you can add to more of that realm. Let's see. Suicide Squad looks so average. It looked like a third-person Gears of War type shooter where you can fly. But I think the story, see the problem, and we don't know this, and we won't know this until it comes out, Magic Dolphin. I truly believe like Rocksteady was making a single-player game, and then the higher-ups are like, you see this Marvel game that just came out? You see all these live service games? Got to make it like that. And they're like, okay. And they took the story, and they're like, all right, well, let's add co-op, let's add all this other stuff. And now it's just kind of generic, right? That game is done. DOA on arrival. I'm going to play it. I'll probably like it because I like Marvel's Avengers. I like games like that. But for the masses, it's dead on arrival. Dead on arrival. It got delayed, and when it comes out, it's just going to be one of those games that people look at and be like, they'll come back 2 years after it and go, oh, it was a pretty good game. But by then, the servers will be shut down. Ghost of Tsushima coming to PC? Oh, if it does come to PC, I guess I could get it there instead of getting a PlayStation 5. All right, let's go to the next story. AEW Fight Forever has serious crashing problems on PlayStation 4. Now, we played this game on Thursday night. If you missed it, there's a past broadcast. You can go watch me and Sarge. We had a blast playing the game. It is a fun game. It is their first attempt of making a wrestling game. I think they had a really good basis of the game, like a good foundation of the game. But here we are, gaming in 2023. Wrestling fans are expecting major crashes while playing AEW Fight Forever on the last-gen consoles like PlayStation 4. After most 3 years, the first mainline console games based on all Elite Wrestling and finally launched across all major systems, AEW Fight Forever was developed by former WWE 2K studio Ukes with the primary goal of recreating the fast-paced, pick-up play style past wrestling games like WWF No Mercy. Reactions for WWE Final Fight Forever has been somewhat mixed so far. While many have praised the game for simpler gameplay in comparison to more complex simulations like WWE, 2K23 is variety provided by Fight Forever match types of minigames. Others have criticized the rather dated graphics and the lack of depth character creation suite. The graphics are fine with me, personally. The character creation, I'm a little lackluster. Unfortunately, the game also appears to suffer from various technical issues, especially while running on last-gen hardware. Okay? As a report from VGC, many Twitter users have complained about the AEW Fight Forever crashing on PlayStation 4, and also claim that the game's Road to Elite campaign mode keeps freezing up. While GeForce Packers fan notes that the game has also been crashing nonstop ever since their son created a custom wrestler. There's also... Did he just blame his son? These are other complaints that also prompted the publisher THQ's Nordic to make an official statement, a Twitter account, assuring upset players that have been aware of the issue working to address AEW's Fight Forever performance on PlayStation 4 consoles. Okay. We're aware of the game crashes on AEW on PlayStation 4, and we're looking into it. The latest issue with AEW Fight Forever stings especially hard for many due to the game taking 3 long years to develop. I mentioned before, the game has also been warmed reception by many or more nostalgic gameplay and more brutal action, but most reviewers agree that there's still room for improvement for Fight Forever eventual successor. Even AEW superstar Kenny Omega, who played a major role in Fight Forever's development process and marketing, recently took to social media to welcome player feedback to ensure everyone will also be continued support for game post-launch. Now, hopefully this means that the crashes on PlayStation 4 can be addressed quickly, especially given the AEW Fight Forever already divisive nature. Now, among shared fans, wrestler, and video games, Fight Forever has only been out for less than a week. It's also writing so that there's still plenty of time for THQ Nordic and Ukes to address the technical issues that are causing the freeze-ups in the last-gen systems. So, here's my issue with this, right? Game takes 3 years. They want to try to put it out as many... What's going on, Hilly? They want to put it on as many platforms as possible. Why? Because they want to make that... They want to make that money. Well, right now, if you're a person that's on a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, you should save your money up. And I'm being dead serious about this, because games that are coming out, if you want to play the next greatest games, regardless if they're 60 frames or 120 frames per second, whatever, most games nowadays will not. We were talking about games like Cyberpunk 3 years ago, okay, saying do not buy on the last gen console. The last gen console is on his last breath, okay? It's been out for 11 years at this point. 11 years? 10 years. 10 years at this point, okay? Save up your money and get yourself another console. Get a computer, get a PlayStation 5, get an Xbox, get something other than the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Because if you want to play the latest, greatest games, you're not going to have a good experience, okay? You're not going to have a good experience in the last-gen consoles because they have problems. Now, are there games that are coming out for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One? Xbox stopped supporting theirs, so I would say no for that. I don't know about PlayStation 4, but are there games that you can play on PlayStation 4? Sure. But are there games that you should play on PlayStation 4? No. There should be certain games should not be played on the old gen consoles. So this is just another bad section though. 3 years, and they had to make this game for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, Switch, and PC. Okay, they made this game over 3 years on 7 different platforms. Where do you think they cut the corners? Right? Where do you think they cut the corners? Playing on a decade-old hardware and complaining about crashes. Right. Should have been a hint when Hogwarts didn't come out at the same time as the other gens. I was telling whiners that they also had 3 years to save up now. Exactly. Right? Save up your money. Stop buying brand new games that come out. There's plenty of games. If you're on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One still, there's plenty of games that came out years ago that you probably didn't play, that you can play and they won't crash on your system because they were made for that system. But when a small company has 3 years and 7 consoles, okay, to develop for, there's got to be a short end here, right? Apparently no one bought it on Xbox One because there's nobody complaining about it. Ark Survival has been crashing on console for months, and I'm pissed. Yeah. On the new systems, Jones, or the older systems? I just want to farm some dinos. Poor guy he can't farm dinos. Are you on the old gen or the new gen, Jones? On the new. See, that pisses me off. When we got Marvel's Avengers, back in 2021, and I had my X when I first got it, and it was crashing, I was like, what the hell, dude? I was so pissed off. I was like, how is it crashing on the brand new system? So pissed about it. I was so pissed. I hate when new games crash on the new systems. All right, so what do we got here? This is funny to me. This is funny to me. Okay, the next story that we're talking about is Ubisoft is reportedly working on Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake. Like, where do I even start with this? Okay. Like, where do you even start with this? Because Skull and Bones was supposed to be the Black Flag game, right? Oh my god, like I remember when they first showed Skull and Bones, I was like, why didn't they just make a Black Flag game? Like, why didn't they just remake Black Flag, right? The people that bought the game were like, man, I would love a Black Flag remake. I would love a Black Flag remake. I would love a Black Flag remake. They're like, no, we got you. We got you. We're going to make Skull and Bones. We're going to make a whole game based off of Black Flag's ship mechanics and put it into a separate thing. And now here we are, 7-8 years later. Okay. Ubisoft is reportedly working on an Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake. Okay, according to Kotaku, a team of Ubisoft Singapore is heavily involved in a remake development of Singapore studios, also helping out with evolving Assassin's Creed Ocean technology as currently working on Skull and Bones. The internal email viewed by Kotaku, the Singapore studio is reportedly forcing its developers to work on Skull and Bones in person at the office instead of remotely. While the studio is seamlessly providing breakfast and dinner, it looks like the move to pressure its developers to work long hours in order to ship the closed beta that's due out in late August. Like, I'm telling you guys right now, do not touch Skull and Bones, especially if you're on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Do not. I repeat, do not get Skull and Bones for the old system, and do not get Skull and Bones for this system, okay? 7-8 years, 7 delays later, don't touch it, don't do it. I might get a code, and I was invited to the beta test, and I declined it because I didn't want to give my time towards this game, okay? The team working on Skull and Bones also reportedly discussed it if it was possible to pivot Skull and Bones into a game that's more like Black Flag. How are we, the people that play games, more in touch with what gamers want than the companies that make the games? Right? We're like, hello, we want a game like this. We want a game like this. They spent 7 years making a separate game and change it multiple times because they don't know what to do with the game. And we're like, hey, what about if you just made it like Black Flag? They're like, hey, that's a good idea. Why don't we make it like Black Flag? 8 years later, over budget, not coming out, an obligation to Singapore. Amazing. Okay. That potentially means adding elements of co-op exploration and hand-to-hand combat instead of just resourcing gathering mechanics of PvP naval battles. In Skull and Bones Evolving, Skull and Bones was first revealed in 2017, but it's been delayed many times over the past few years and is supposed to be released in November of 2022, but then was pushed back to March 2023 and now has an unspecific release window during the 2023-2024 fiscal year. At the Ubisoft 423 showcase, Ubisoft provided a live sea shanty performance. Right. The last performance that they showed at Ubisoft, they didn't even show the game. They showed a band on stage singing a shanty. That's good news for people that are Skull and Bones fans. Okay. So Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag was the first release in 2013. I got it free with my Xbox One. Assassin's Creed Black Flag review has said the amazing world of Assassin's Creed 5 Black Flag has kept me occupied for longer than any other game in the series, even though the story isn't the strongest. At this point, dozen of hours also let the loss for something to do. Now, freelance, right? No, that's the free. So there's rumors that they are working on a. Now, wouldn't that be funny if Black Flag came out and it sold more copies than Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones is a live service game, by the way, so you shouldn't touch it. You shouldn't touch it. I tried to give my beta test code away for Skull and Bones, and nobody wanted it. What's with the remakes of movies and shows and games nowadays? I mean, I get that they think that the old IP is sure sale, but dear God, creative is the next. It's bad. It's bad. Chapter 8. I don't like remakes. I mean, they're doing a Old Republic, right? Knights of the Old Republic. They're supposedly doing remastered. I think it's remaster. Is it a remake or remaster of Red Dead Redemption? Which I might pick up just because of the graphically if they do it right. But most likely, I usually don't pick up games like that. But Red Dead is like one of my favorite games, and I would love if they made it the same graphics as Red Dead 2. Here nor there. But yeah, they're bankrupt. They're bankrupt. They don't want to or can put anything else into the actual game anymore to come up with something, viable and original. They're like, you know what? We need to make a game. What can we do? What about if we relaunch? Like Assassin's Creed is literally coming out with 11 games, right? We have another story about that as well, right? They have like 11 games they're working on.
You've heard of the Ridge Wallet, but have you?
Where is it? Which is just insane. 11 games. Let me get the story. Where is the Assassin's Creed? Yeah, there you go. 11 games. Ubisoft currently has 11 Assassin's Creed games. 11. Yep, you read that title right. Ubisoft currently has 11 Assassin's Creed games planned. Following an exclusive report in February, revealed the codename developers a brief description of 3 more unannounced Assassin's Creed titles. A new report says another title is in the works, and the title is Remake Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which is Insider Gaming was able to be independently verified is in development. Okay, so they have Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is a single-player game. They have an Assassin's Creed Nexus, which is a VR game. They have Assassin's Creed Codename Jade, which is a mobile game. They have Assassin's Creed Codename Red, which is a single-player production. They have Assassin's Creed Codename Hex, which is a single-player game. They have Assassin's Creed Codename Invictus, which is a multiplayer game. They have an Assassin's Creed Codename Nebula, which is a single-player game. They have an Assassin's Creed Codename Raid for a multiplayer game. They have Assassin's Creed Codename Echoes, which is a multiplayer game. They have Assassin's Creed Nexus 2 VR being discussed, and they have an Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake happening. Like, Ubisoft, for co-developing Assassin's Creed 3 Liberations and Assassin's Creed Rogue has pitched Project Nebula, and Assassin's Creed title has also been different settings in India, Aztec Empire, and Mediterranean. Ubisoft also has pitched a Project Raid, a free-to-play 4-player cooperative game title that's a PvE, and believed PvE is also believed that the characters will also be formed of Assassin's Creed universe. Okay, Ubisoft, known for developing multiplayer portions of the game like Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell, as well as co-developing The Division 2 with Massive Entertainment, has pitched a Project Echoes, which also has been described as a multiplayer title that will also use Ubisoft's Scalar technology, right? So if you guys are excited for Assassin's Creed, you guys have a lot of Assassin's Creed coming to you. 11 more games in the works between VR, mobile, multiplayer, single player, remakes, all of those coming out. So you're good till like 2042, because by the time they announce all those and make those and delay them, you'll have plenty to do. Are you using AirPods? I am, but I'm using an AirPod I have my stream to monitor my audio if it goes off on my iPad, not on my computer. Yeah, so I have my stream up on my iPad. One, it also doesn't, take more strain on my computer as I'm streaming. Just so I can hear my audio if it's good or not. Lots of Assassin's Creed. That's a joke, right? 11? No, that's not a joke. That's the actual. I just read them all off. Those are all the games that are in working here. What else we got today? This guy, I don't know if I should read this article. Let's see what Oh, a lot of these stories are also, we're going to be talking, we're going to have a show we're going to try this week, GXG this week. Sarge doesn't have a computer, but we can get him on Discord through Xbox. So we'll have a podcast, but you won't see Sarge. I'll just have a picture of him. Oh, a picture of him there. But you'll hear his voice, but you won't see him. So we're gonna do a GXG because I think we have this week and next week, and then I go on vacation. So that'll be another week we miss. Actually, will we have 2 shows? We'll have a show this week. Yeah, and then next week. Yeah. 11 being developed. You can check back and see out those and how many are actually released. Well, I'll be honest with you. I think in development, right? Because you have Mirage is coming out. The VR is going to come out. So that's 2, right? The mobile is going to be coming out. That's 3 for sure. It's when you get to Red, the single player, and Hex, the single player, that's when it starts to go a little awry, right? So I think they're going to do the single player, one VR, one mobile, and then one multiplayer. So I would say at least 4 of the 11 are going to come out. Yeah, I don't use them for the PC. I want to use it for my iPad. All right, let's go with the next story of Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3, the PlayStation 5 version is delayed. PC version moved to avoid Starfield clash, right? So you might make money on 4 of your 11 investment. Well, I think they do one of each, Brain. I think they do one of each because they'll know that the single player obviously is still bringing money. They'll test the VR to see if it brings in the money, and then they'll work on the other VR one. So the multiplayer one, if that works out, then they'll do another one. And then the PvE based one, right? If that works out. Yeah, he had to mail it back to him. He had to give the old computer back to them, and they're shipping him a new one. All right, so good news for PC users who are excited. Let's make this nice and big for you people out there. Good news for people and the PC users who are excited to release the Baldur's Gate 3. According to developer, PC Studios also a version of is set to release 3 weeks earlier than anticipated. The previous release date for the title was announced on August 31st, but is now due to release on August 3rd. Now, however, there is bad news for PlayStation fans as PlayStation 5 version of this title has been pushed back for release on to 6th of September. Now, that date might seem familiar to video game fans as at the date Microsoft are due to launch their big Xbox exclusive Starfield. Coincidence? We think not. So, in recent blog entry, the press release of Lorraine Studios stated that they are releasing Baldur's Gate 3, and this is why they're being released up for PC. Firstly, additionally, they stated that the game was being released. Now, we can only assume that there's clear reference of upcoming Starfield, and it's also a title that is expected to take up a lot of PC gamers' devoted time. Okay. Lorraine Studios stated that with the PlayStation 5 edition Baldur's Gate 3, they need more time to get the game running at 60 frames per second, and rather than compromising on this, they are happy to delay until such a time as the game is ready to go. A spokesperson for the studio said that Baldur's Gate 3 is targeting 60 frames per second, and they're closely achieving that with the platform, but need a bit more extra time, and we don't want to compromise the quality and feel that you could be ashamed to downscale to 30 frames per second or make other compromises to hit arbitrary date. We understand that the folks may be disappointed with this, but they also close enough to reach the new heights of RPGs on the system that benefits the short delay outweigh the downsides of rushing the PlayStation 5 release and having the downscale. Aside from the delay of PlayStation 5 release, Lorraine also discussed that the possibilities of a title appearing up for the Xbox as technical limitations of the Xbox Series S, however, seem to proving a stumbling block on this move forward, but they did remain optimistic about having the game on the Xbox Series X. Okay. Lorraine Studios is also due to release more details of Baldur's Gate 3 at the upcoming event panel from Hell Release Showcase on the 7th of July, and from there they hope to have more news to share with you about Baldur's Gate. So Baldur's Gate's supposed to have like a ridiculous amount of hours. Supposedly the amount of hours inside of Baldur's Gate 3 is like 170 hours of cutscene. Okay. There's 173 hours of cutscenes, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look that up. Pretty sure. Let's see where it is. Okay. So this comes from Game Radar or thegamer.com. Okay. This guy does an article. He says Lorraine Studios came out this week alongside the revised release date to tell us that the version 1.0 will feature 172 hours of cutscenes spread across the extensive campaign. That's insane. That's insane. Okay. Without taking into account the time taken to not only play the game, but it also takes side quests, absorb the world throughout my own role-playing perspective, and they also get the gripes of the type of game I don't play all that often, the reporter's saying. So 172 hours. If I was interested in Baldur's Gate, I'm no longer interested in Baldur's Gate because as a content creator, I don't know if I, one, could put 172 hours of cutscenes. Now, obviously, I've played Diablo, but I haven't shown all 150 hours of my time on stream. Right? I do other things, I go play other things, but 172 hours now as a value for the customer, that's fantastic, right? That's fantastic. 172 hours of cutscenes, more time in there than that. But it is very cool that they've moved it to the exact same date as Starfield, right? Starfield, for people that are on PC and Xbox, people on PC are going to have a hard choice if you want sci-fi or fantasy, but both great RPGs that are going to come to you. You're going to have a crap ton of hours to put into Starfield. You know, a crap ton of hours to put into Baldur's Gate 3. Now, if you're a PlayStation fan and you were thinking about getting Starfield because now you can't because obviously it's exclusive for Xbox, and you've never played a Baldur's Gate before, maybe you are a Baldur's Gate fan, you're going to have a hell of a time because it comes out the same day. So that'll lessen the blow if you're a person that was like, I really wanted to play Starfield, but you're like, oh, Baldur's Gate's coming out the exact same day. I'm just going to enjoy that. I think that's a smart move on their part to release the same date as Starfield. But on PC, it's going to be a little rough for people. But they moved it up on PC, right? So they moved it up almost 3 weeks, so the PC players don't have to compete with Starfield on the same date. But PlayStation gets it on the same date as Starfield launches for everywhere. I think that's a smart move on their part. Is Lono on vacation the same time as me? I'm gone the 18th to the 25th. Is that when he's gone? He's gone the 18th, or he's gone next week? I think he's gone next week, isn't he? I think he's gone next week. I think they're different enough games that it won't be hard choice for most players to decide which they like to play more. I don't know, Chapter 8. This is why I think they moved the date 3 weeks up so they wouldn't compete, right? So even if there was overlap, now there's not an overlap because the people that want to play Baldur's Gate will have 3 weeks to put in the time before Starfield comes out on PC. Hence why the company did that. They moved up because they know that it's not coming out for PlayStation, so they delayed the PlayStation for the same date as Starfield. And then the PC users, they moved it up 3 weeks so they could actually play Baldur's Gate before. You're still competing with people's money, right? I mean, there's got to be overlap. People like RPGs. I know there's specific people that like fantasy RPGs or sci-fi RPGs, but there's people that like RPGs, and now they can play both without overlapping. Because 3 weeks, they could put in 173 hours in easily for people that are like diehards. What else we got here? got a Remnant 2 thing from Skill Up. I don't
Look
know
at
if
that chopper coming in. It looks so cool.
I kind of want to watch this a little bit, right? I kind of want to watch this a little bit. This is BattleBit, right? We looked at this a couple of weeks ago. There's a big push for BattleBit, right? This is Level Cap Gaming. Level Cap Gaming is playing it. I want to see some footage. Look at this. No, he said the week of the 18th. I guess we're both gone. So I guess the overlap that we have for both places. I'm gonna try to put content out, but it'll probably be really hard. But I might go live for like half hour to an hour while on my cell phone or my iPad while I'm on vacation, just to talk news and bullshit for a little bit. But it's gonna be hard because I don't know if I can get this scene and stuff on the stuff. Yeah, so let's look at this for a second. Let's look at this.
It's really cool. I'm gonna light it up.
Yeah, same. Oh, I got 2 guys out of it. It's crashing.
You got the chopper.
Nice.
The pilot is down.
Sick. What are we playing? Battlefield here, boys?
Nice shot level.
Oh, that tank just ruined me.
Blasted our. Yep.
Ooh, Matt, let's take an armored vehicle, dude.
This does look fun.
With that.
I know the graphics, but to me, it's not about graphics.
We're just gonna go right in, dude.
How in are we going?
I don't know. I don't know my way around. Oh, is this building coming down?
This is made by 3 people.
I would imagine so.
That's
Let her
sick.
rip. Boomer,
This is
baby.
made by 3
Oh yeah,
people.
look at that crumble. Look at that
God,
shiver
that's
and
better
shake.
than Battlefield.
Is it completely
Will I kill these
disappeared?
guys? Oh, this is sick.
Oh my god.
Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Oh shit. Oh, I can break through that now.
3 people, and there's 127 people per side.
Here we go, boys. That dude was laughing here.
Oh no.
Oh shit. Okay, we took an RPG. They're all around us, man. Get run over, bitch.
Unfortunately, there's another car here.
I'm not sure if it's the same
Ooh,
people, Robert.
Oh, are we okay?
There's a guy right in that building. Let's go get him. I'm gonna go.
I might pick this up tonight
Sounds like they have a beacon.
and play it on stream tonight.
Nice, nice. There's gonna be more. I can feel them.
Nice. Okay.
Nice kill.
I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna break through a wall, see if I can find their beacon.
All right.
Oh,
good.
yeah. I'm in
Okay.
here. Oh, I found their spawn beacon thing up here.
Because I love
What do
Battlefield.
you do to
right?
take it out?
I love Battlefield, and
Shoot
this just
Shoot it.
feels.
Yep.
This feels like Battlefield, right? But it also has the charm of like Roadblock / Minecraft.
Holy crap, they're still here, man.
Sounds like their beacon's dead now, though. So that's
Yeah,
good.
it's dead. It's dead.
Nice job, guys.
Like that's
We're
cool.
going D, trying to
Destructible
defend D.
environment like that, where you
Grab
can
it
bust
back
through
now.
the wall.
Yeah, they're spawning back there, man.
Got something you can grab back. Ayo.
Oh my.
Ew.
Like some chips.
Of course. Oh, wow. In the window.
Oh,
in the
wow.
window.
Get
Far
that
across.
guy.
in the window
Drag
far
him.
across.
Thank you.
You can drag people over.
Nice shot.
Okay, can we just say that this was supposed to be in Battlefield? Battlefield 5 had an ability where you're supposed to be able to drag the guy over, but they couldn't do it, right? And now here you have a game that 3 people created. So far, I've seen fully destructible environments. I've seen where you can actually build stuff in this game as well, and you can also drag people. The small little details of this and the graphics to me are absolutely, not a big part of it. The gameplay is key to me.
I got to level up this guy.
Give me the love, Doc.
GG,
Big dub.
boys.
Yeah. Dude, does the scoreboard lag like hell for you when you bring it up?
The first time you push it. yes.
127
Yeah, it
per
lags
side.
hard.
You really need like a 40-90 to play this game, by the way. You're at a Humvee going to A, right?
Yeah, we're in Humvee going to A. We're on the water side right now. Doing
Right,
some
I'm in.
mountain billy goating right now.
Yeah.
I guess wrong. Wrong Humvee.
The off-roading capabilities are interesting. Oh, boat? Oh, what?
I don't know how.
Apparently
It looks
this
like
is
there's
water,
1,
and
2,
you can't-
3, 4. It looks like there's 6 per squad.
Ah.
Little awkward.
I'm a bad
Oh,
spot.
Is that
across the
enemies
river.
out there?
The gunplay looks good.
Oh, somebody's trying to drone me,
Did you just get
bro.
droned?
Yeah, I'm okay, but yeah, somebody tried to. What does P do?
What is
Well, level
P?
cap. It's what cleans your body out of toxins and fluids.
Got it. Got it.
See, back cap.
Yeah, we could go see back cap.
Okay.
I get my beacon out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
there's a
backside.
guy
How
right
do you
here.
know? How do you know what a
Oh, no.
an enemy is?
Up on the hill where we came from. There's at least one.
Oh, okay, so they don't have the blue dots
Somebody's
above
on
their
D,
head, but
somebody's on D.
are they in the same color outfit as them?
Yeah, I put some chassis outside your building. It's coming in.
The car.
That one right
Is there
there.
more?
There's more outside your building. I got
Come on,
one.
Paul.
Oh, freaking drone got me,
This
bro.
game just
More,
proves
more.
that graphics don't
Is
matter.
Jeep rolling up now?
I mean,
You get
Bro,
you.
I think
Revive is a
graphics matter,
drone.
but for certain games, I think
Oh shit.
fun factor for a lot of
Sure.
games is just
Hang on.
Yeah, just go to the
I'm,
boat.
king.
I'm pinned behind a
All right,
rock.
I've killed it. I've
you have fun playing a
a game.
game,
Okay, I tagged that guy.
if the
After he
game
goes
is just
Down,
fun
the
to
other guy's
play.
down.
Nice, nice. Let's
Sorry.
push these guys and clear it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't this
Oh, down
uh,
below, right in front of you, Matt.
Clown Field
Ooh, headshot,
2042?
baby.
Someone made on PC.
Nice.
This is called BattleBit. It's made by 3 guys.
There we go.
Definitely, it's definitely marked
Oh,
now. Yeah, it's marked now.
Bro, I just got a. I don't know how. That must have been 400-meter headshot. This thing's
Nice.
awesome. Oh god. So what's the? How do you
man.
rappel on the chopper?
So I think it will give you an option.
Do you know what the word of mouth
and I
gets
think
out
it
about
might be
this?
F, but
Oh.
Because people start playing, they see it on the store and they're like, it's $15, right? The entry point is
you
cheap.
go right there.
Nope.
And then when they start playing it, they're like,
I fell out
actually
of the
pretty fun.
helicopter.
right? And then people are like, did you play this
I'm a
BattleBit?
good
And they're like, I don't know about the
spawn.
graphics. They're like,
You're
dude, it's a lot of fun. It's because the game is actually fun. And you see the simplicity of what this is and what Battlefield is?
Wait, because you want to heal?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm
Do you
behind
know
them.
what I'm saying? You see how
Oh,
far
dude, I
that
just
Battlefield
triple sniped
missed
some guys. That felt good.
the beat of
I
what
need
they were supposed to
heals.
do?
Okay.
Yep,
hang on,
yep,
I can
thank
heal.
you.
You don't need to make this
They're
greatest,
all in the
best
lighthouse,
game
and they got
graphic
all kinds of
wise and
crazy
stuff.
angles.
Nice.
Thank you.
The appeal of this
I didn't even
game
get
is
into
the
the
fun
lighthouse,
factor and the stuff that you can't do in
There's
Battlefield
like a
anymore.
Spiral staircase. Oh, that was pointless. Oh
We've
my
made it.
god.
He RPG.
I think you're right a little bit, Paul,
Hang
but
in there, Matt.
it's because more people
you.
try things
Oh, you're
out
medic, nice.
on PC than they
release
would
it.
on console. But I think this
Yeah,
would
they-
be
we
now
can't
that
just take
it's
that
going. I
tower
think
down,
it would
can
be
we?
popular on console.
Oh, you actually might. Why don't you try?
We hammer it down.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
vehicle's
try.
blowing the sides off right now.
So this is OSHA's structure.
What the flip? I got one. There's more. Oh no.
Another one.
Okay, I got him.
Nice, nice.
Okay, I think we got the last player. We're almost.
I have to say though,
Yeah,
but the
they were
graphics,
really
the way they
nice.
are, the
I think they might be dead with all
like the flag points and stuff like that,
LAV
they literally
spam
just
on
ripped
it.
them
So
off
flashy,
from other
right?
games.
Parachute out. Oh
I
god.
think they should switch that.
Oh, what happened?
There's a lot of dead bodies. They're dead in here. And did you die too level?
Did he survive that?
Matt, turn around. I took
I
the
got him, I
fast
got him.
way down. I took the fast way down.
nice.
He's up here. I got him.
Oh, I see you. Yeah, I see you there.
Shot the pilot out.
Nice.
Oh wait a minute, it looks like there's more people in there. Hold on.
You there?
They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like 8 in a squad. It looks like you could probably go more in a squad as well.
Shot the pilot out.
Nice.
Medic.
That's true, Hilly.
Gunner's
true.
still in it.
Low graphics help the draw distance.
I got the gunner.
Nice.
Bye, gunner.
Are the maps straight up
Look at all
copies
those
or
guys
unique?
on
I'm
top
not
of the
sure.
chopper.
Medic.
Oh, bullshit.
Right here, man. Thank you.
The
Medic.
tail rotor blocked my shot there, man. There we go. Oh shit, I'm bleeding out.
All right, I think I might have enough for a beacon, so I'll try to put that down.
This is so crazy. Like a game like this is becoming so popular right now. Come on, Dazdick.
Sometimes when I get a headshot, it gives me the little blue marker and I don't get a
That
kill.
means they have armor.
Yeah, they have an armor.
All this game needs is
got
Commanders.
me.
It'd be the best
Every time
Battlefield
he
style game
sees
on the
me,
market.
I don't know
It's kinda
how.
right.
It might.
Yeah, I hit him once.
It might.
You
I don't even know.
You don't have a
Keep the thing on
three-person
the
view in that, do you?
I'll shoot.
Level, when you're in the LAV, you don't get a third.
I don't know if there's
right?
leveling up guns or anything like that. I don't know anything about this
He
game.
just said, fuck. He's like, oh fuck. Whoa, whoa.
I
there's,
refunded it. You refunded what?
okay.
This?
Got him.
Nice.
Wait, are you playing support?
No, I'm playing medic.
Oh my god. Claymore in the middle of fucking nowhere. Literally, look where I died.
Not coming back for you. It's too far.
It is too far. In front of us, level.
Oh god damn it. I had my RPG out to shoot the chopper.
Tons of guys below level on C.
Okay.
With a
Alright,
tank.
there's some guys off to our right that have like a weird angle on us. We got a tank. Let's see.
Oh, they're
Oh,
everywhere.
goodbye, APC.
They're everywhere.
Nice job, level.
Oh, I just got fried.
Yeah,
He's
so
dead.
Dead
they're
Pole.
coming up.
Dead Poley
Thank you.
Okay,
is a way
someone
better
else is
game.
catching.
I'll look it up in a second.
Chopper.
Ah, I missed.
Flying slow, flying slow.
I gotta figure out how to aim this stupid thing. Oh my god. Okay.
Teabag 'em! Teabag 'em!
Teabag.
What's the med bag?
Yeah,
5.
should be 5.
You just hold it?
The maps look pretty.
Well, it gives you an
Pretty
indicator
big
when you're
as
next
well.
to someone or you yourself need to heal, right? So
Okay.
for you, it's left
Brandon,
click.
what rank are you?
He's like 48. I don't know how he doesn't know.
Yeah, I
his
think I'm gonna
rank.
pick this up tonight.
48, and you're like,
We'll play this tonight.
so the medic class, how's that work?
I have nobody to play with. I'll
You can
just play with
support your
randos.
team. It is possible.
Oh god, they see me. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. How am I alive?
Where are you? Are you by F or?
Yeah, I started heading over that direction. Their whole team is pushing this
Yeah,
way.
they can only spot C up.
I'm not kidding. I see 50 dudes.
50?
Yeah, I'm dead. Wait, were they coming from F? Now I'm confused. Oh, they were coming from F. Never mind. Oh my god, dude, there's so flippin' many. Watch that peak. Watch that peak.
That looks pretty good
Did you look
too,
out that
Dabstick.
window?
Oh yeah, they're dying.
That looks pretty good as
We're about to get RPG
good as well.
Super hard.
I'll take a look at that in a second.
Here come the RPGs.
Oh yeah, I
bro.
get
Drop
that.
down a
I get that. Chapter 8.
Oh, here come the grenades.
Do they get all weird, or do they just talk down to you?
What you see down there, X? Let me know when you go to.
Oh
Oh,
my god. I'm my asshole. That's what I see.
Wow.
I don't know what they're hitting.
Dude,
This.
your head goes. Your head went through it?
Absolutely.
Damn.
Holy fuck. Oh, they're all over E again.
Yeah, no, E is not clear.
Nice devs scratching their heads, wondering how the F this is so popper when it really just back to the basic shooter.
Yeah, they've got
Exactly,
a Jeep rolling
Paul.
in as well.
Can you mark
Keep
it?
pressure on E. We've got everything. We own everything.
When they start adding too
Grenade,
much
grenade,
stuff
they
to
know,
the
they
game,
know.
it
They
starts to
know.
lose its appeal. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's a lot of you fellers.
Don't get me
Holy
wrong.
moly.
Coming from the left.
Battlefield
coming from the
2042 is a lot better now. It's fun.
Yeah.
I'm having a blast playing it.
Need to reload.
But
Oh,
you had to wait 18, 19 months to get to where it is, and what they've shifted to. It's like, just look at this, man.
I'm getting
Just
heals.
look at this.
I'm
The
getting heals.
simplicity of it.
Level somebody get
Both. Some are cool.
come heal me, bro.
Somebody immediately asked me if I'm hot and if
Oh,
I have a
shit.
snap, etc.
Careful with that
See,
tank.
that's just I
got
hate that
RPG
kind of shit.
ready.
I
I
hate
hit him
that kind of
once.
shit.
He's angry.
That guy just got fucking
You got
dominated.
Yeah.
Tank is hit
I
twice.
hate the
Maybe
people
he's into that. Yeah,
that
you
make it
don't
a
know.
boys club.
Oh no!
I'm not here to kink shame.
Dude, I forgot that tanks can just break through all the cover you're hiding behind. He just ran us over.
Nice.
How many times do you play a game, Chapter 8, where
It
I
is
don't know if you play a lot
wild
of these
seeing
type
this
of
many
games
people
where
just shooting at
you know,
each other in the open.
shooters and stuff,
Yeah,
where
it's
people are
insane.
basically
Game over. GG.
you're the last one surviving and they're making fun of you. They're like, "Oh, she can't pull her weight," but meanwhile you're like rezzing them. You know what I mean? Wait a minute. My neighbor's cat snuck into my apartment last night at about 3 a.m. Fucking bit me and drew blood. Everything. You have the weirdest stuff happen to you, Dabstick. All right, I want to look up this game. This game looks interesting as well. Let me see if I can bring up. Yeah, this game's been out for a while.
So imagine DayZ and then imagine Roblox, then imagine a hybrid between the two, and that would probably give you Dead Poly. Now, for anyone unfamiliar with Dead Poly, I did do a review on this probably about a year ago now, and there's been a few major updates to the game which I wanted to discuss within this video and kind of give my opinion on whether or not Dead Poly is actually worth buying a year later. Now, Dead Poly is a survival exploration game, which allows you to be able to make bases, team up with friends, kill a variety of different zombies, explore a variety of different locations, and just have a mess about within the world. Now, just before we get into today's video, I'm actually on the road to 1,000 subscribers, guys, so the game for a little bit longer now. Whether or not this is a new feature or something that I just missed completely last time, I feel like there's lots of crafting and building recipes which I've been able to access now. Some really cool things to be able to build onto the base, some really cool like spike walls, the utilization of like campfires, and how all that kind of fits in to the wider gameplay. For example, there's now hunting and fishing inside the game, and you can utilize the campfire to be able to cook up your supplies that you gather from both hunting the deer and also from collecting fish. You can collect those items from the dead animals, be able to cook them inside of the campfire.
Yeah, but is this a survival? Is this a
better
PvE or PvP?
to be able to consume that food. I would hands down say, though, one of the biggest improvements within this game is the introduction of vehicles which you can drive around. There's a variety of different vehicles that can be found on the map. I think within my time playing, I've been able to find something as much as like a military truck to like a school bus to like a dune buggy thing. There's lots of different cars. Different cars travel at different speeds. Different cars have different utilization for like how much storage can be put inside of them. But it just allows you to be able to travel around the map significantly quicker. Before you had to run everywhere, and now there's cars. The cars are a little bit buggy, I'm not even gonna lie, and when you get on the road with them, you just go absolutely like 1,000,000 miles an hour and you almost kill yourself whilst driving them. But regardless of that fact, being able to explore the world with cars makes it a lot more of an enjoyable experience. I also really enjoy the features of being able to shift out of third person into first person, which
I can tell you right now,
so you
it seems a bit
when
empty.
looking at the zombies. I believe V, when you press V inside the game, it allows you to be able to switch between third person and first person, and that's just a pretty cool feature to be able to increase your aim and change your view whilst exploring area. On the topic of areas,
it seems a bit empty.
An introduction
I feel like I'm playing Redfall.
The actual base
with like nobody on the map
within this video is for what
I'm sure it's a good game.
A new area.
I can see the appeal to it.
Military bases within here, which I haven't actually explored before. So both of those are new areas to me. As to how long they've been into the game, I actually couldn't tell you. But to my knowledge, they are new areas within the game to be able to explore. I believe there has been a map expansion since the last time that I've reviewed this game. Actually starting up on the game now has been made significantly easier as well with the introduction of raiders. Raiders are basically not zombies, but they're also not your friends either. The raiders kind of go around there, they're kind of hunting the zombies, shooting at
running
each
around,
other.
hitting
they do
someone
have
with
some quite good weapons, and they are not to be messed about with. I decided to go against one with a shotgun. It wiped the floor with me. That might just be because I'm a noob at the game, but it also is because they had quite
it looks pretty good
weaponry. I mean, it's a very quick way.
Battle Bit's more my style. Battle Bit's more my style. Let's see what Battle Bits. What am I doing here? Battle Bit. Battle Bits. It's got Battle Bit supporter pack, $20. Battle Bit bundle, which is $33. What's the supporter edition? What's the difference? $33 gets you the BattleBit Remastered and BattleBit Supporter Pack 1. What is that? It comes with both of these. All right, what is this? This is a skin pack. Is that what that is? Yeah, skins. Yeah, I don't need that shit. I don't care about that stuff. So basically, you just need the base version. $15. It's an early access. The PvE PvEVP. Get the skins. I don't do skins. I don't do skins. I do gameplay. I don't give a shit about the skins. I'm not doing Barbie's Dream House here. Yeah, we'll try this tonight. Destructible environment. They got Levolution. They got exclusively optimized for high frames per second gameplay, proximity based voice chat for real time communication with friendlies and enemies. Enhanced netcode for first person shooter games. Supports 254 players per server with high tick rate performance. Okay. There looks to be, okay, so early launch, June 15th, current features, you got 6 classes, character customization, unique gadgets. You got weapon customization, 78 attachments. You got 200 ranks prestige system. You got teamwork, play as a squad, or earn points to spend on benefits. You got community server. You got construction, build fortifications, and more. You got VoIP. You got 8 game modes, 4 core game modes. You got 39 weapons. Future updates, you got quality of life, new vehicles, new game modes, new gadgets, new features. You got 5 new weapons at release and future weapons. And then 17 unique destructible maps, including a shooting range. Post-launch, it looks like you have 4 new maps. And then a fifth oh no, it looks like it's a couple more maps there. Right? $15. There's more features in this game right now than Battlefield has 2 years later. It's PvPvPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPVEPV You guys want to play the PvPvPvEEVVPvEEE with me? I mean, it's a really good game. Sexism. I feel attacked. She says as she plays with her Barbie dream house. Hey, I have no problem if someone wants to play dress up. I'm just saying I don't want to play Barbie's dream house. I just want to shoot some things. There's like raids and I think dungeons and bunkers that you can raid now. Oh, for that other game? I couldn't do it. I tried last night. I totally get it. I love Battlefield. Battlefield is my favorite type of game. I love everything from Battlefield 1942, 43, Vietnam, Bad Company 1, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 2, right? I love all the Battlefields except Hardline. Okay? Except Hardline. So, but look at this. The current features in this game, they literally have 17 unique destructible maps, including a shooting range. Battlefield had 8 maps. 8 maps, and it took 19 months to fix the 8 maps over the 19 months. Like think about that. Now, obviously, maybe their maps are bad. Maybe they suck. But there's still 17 maps inside the game. That's literally $1, less than $1 a map. They have 39 weapons. Hold on one second. Let's I'll pick it up right now. I'm gonna add it. Gonna do it. We're doing it, chat. Purchase for myself. Oh, why am I doing this? Why am I going through here? Soon as it opens. There it goes. Once Sarge gets his once he gets his computer back, he'll pick it up. He'll play with me. And if not, I'll gift it to him. Purchase for myself. How do you use your points? Oh, wait a minute. Your points, the point shop. Can I purchase this with my points? How points work? Customize your Steam points shop item. Popular items, fortress, no. Stickers, no. Where did my thing go now? There we go. Because, okay, continue. Purchase could not be completed because it looks like you already own one of the games you're trying. I do? Oh, okay. I was like, it already purchased it for me. Wow, 32 gigs. Okay. Oh, it's not 32 gigs. I have 32 gigs free. I was like, wait a minute. I bet the other day, and my wife asked if she's the asshole for calling hubby a bad dad for making fun of their 7-year-old daughter, asking him to play Barbie video game with. Oh, I would 100% play a Barbie video game. Like, why not? Especially if it's your daughter. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we might. Yes? Uh-oh. You know how many crappy games I have to play with my son? It's a blast to play. I can't see chat right now. Yeah, but a shooting range is just nice to see what the game, if the gun is good or not, you know, to work. It doesn't need to be like a master of something. How do I? Okay, I've read. Okay, read it. By taking the box, you opt in to use voice chat with given permission. Can I do this later? Yeah. Update early access. Okay. Settings. Video. I'm trying to get it on the right screen here. Okay. We're not gonna play right now. What we're doing right now is I want to see some of the stuff that's on here. You got a quick match. You got quick match 64, 127, 64, 32 versus 32. You got a shooting range, and then you got the server browser. You got your soldier. You got your stats. So it keeps track of all your stats. Keeps track with all your classes. Okay. Active codes. Don't know what that is. You got achievement list. You got your weapons. You got, these are all your assault rifles. These are your carbines, personal defense weapon, submachine guns, light support guns, light machine guns, marksman rifles. Get your snipers. Got your pistols. Got your automatic pistol. You get your heavy caliber pistols. Got your gadgets. Get your light gadgets. Get your heavy gadgets. Get your throwables. And you got your vehicles. You got transports. You got tanks. You got naval vehicles. You got 3 boats. You got 2 mobile light armored vehicles. And you got a crap ton of helicopters. I am playing AEW. I played it the other night, and I've been playing it off stream. I got hit with copyright claims because of the music inside the game. So, but I've enjoyed it a lot. If you go watch our past broadcast, me and Sarge played it on Thursday night. Join clan. You got settings, connections. Link your account to Twitch. Discord, okay. Multiplayer. Go to the shooting range. I put down Cyberpunk since it's getting overhauled in September. I'm thinking of playing Grand Theft Auto 5 campaign to fill the gap. Never played it when it game came out. Oh, it's great. It's great, Chapter 8. Yeah, good. Look at that. The recoil. Okay. So when you don't see arrows above people's heads, and then they also have the other okay. Including ammo management. This is done just like a Roadblocks or Minecraft type of thing. Hit markers. Regular hit, headshot. Armor hit, enemy kill. Got a burst shoot. Local anyone nearby, including enemies, can hear you. Green squad. Squad leader. A squad leader, special channel for squad leaders to strategize and coordinate between squads. Currently crucial information distractions. Remember when you were using the radio, there's also nearby here, potentially giving the enemy. Oh, that's cool. Inventorial. Where do I switch weapons? Can I not switch weapons? I can lean. Okay. Can lean back and forth. Oh, that's cool. Got night vision. Okay. I got a heal pack. You got a grenade. Okay. Yeah, we'll play this tonight. We'll play this tonight. Is there a vehicle I can jump in here? Jesus. Do you see that over there? Look how far that is. Are you telling me I can snipe somebody? Oh, dude. This is like Battlefield 1942 all over again. Are you telling me I could snipe somebody? $300 away. $400. I used to make shots like this in Battlefield 1942 way back when. It just keeps going. That's crazy. Let's go with a recon. Wow. Okay. Is there a bullet drop in this? So in depth? Don't be a hater, Dipstick. There's bullet drop. What's crouch? Shift? No. C? Do I have a second gun? Oh. They fell through the wall. Oh, I gotta reload. Damn it. It's gonna affect my time. The shooting's actually pretty good. Oh, how am I? Can I double jump and run and Are you supposed to jump over? Am I supposed to do a wall run? What am I supposed to do here? Oh, what you're supposed to do here? I'm supposed to go in there next anyway. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Oh, for God's sakes. I gotta hit 67 targets. I just want to see what the rest of this is. Nice little training thing. Oh, nice. 10 volt. Oh, because I fell. Can I not get out of here? Oh, what the hell? Well, how the hell am I supposed to get out of here? Gotta be a way to get up here. That sucks. All right. We'll play this tonight. We'll play this tonight. We'll go through the actual gameplay. Give you my first thoughts and stuff as we play. I got hacked down by aimbot and pissed me off. Instantly uninstalled. Okay. You found more of the tutorial than I did? It's because I'm not going in trying to hate the game. That's why. All right. For those of you that are in the United States, hope you have a fantastic 4th of July. Grill some burgers, some hot dogs, some barbecue, whatever you're doing. Enjoy your rest of your time. Anybody else around the world, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to go hang out with the fam. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to go above and beyond that, you can also be a member as little as $5. Appreciate it very much. And I'll see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern for BattleBit. Peace.